Hello, welcome back. Welcome to another episode of A Brit Does Baseball Does podcast. You're joined with me, Cal, and that's my good buddy over there, Gary. Gaz, how you doing, big dog?
I'm good. This is like for the off-camera magic. We've recorded quite a lot of these at similar times, so they are
Mm.
starting to merge into one. But boy, oh
We-
boy, am I excited for today.
It's going to be a fun one. There's a saying that every day is a school day, and that does not ring more true for me than right now because I don't know anything about this team. I know about one of their players was on my fantasy team. I drafted him. He was injured. And I thought, I'll stash him. I'll stash him. He'll come good. And then that didn't last very long. But we're talking about the Braves. We're talking about the Atlanta Braves today. It's going to be a lot of listening and learning, I think, for the both of us. But I'm quite excited. Do you wanna intro our guest there?
I would love to. Yeah, joining us all the way from not Atlanta, Manchester. It's Josh. So Josh, welcome to the podcast.
Hi guys, thank you for having me.
How you going, big dog? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Just plowing on through some uni work. That's pretty much all I've been doing recently.
Fair enough. It's getting towards the end of your first term, I guess. Is it your first year or have you been?
No, I'm currently doing my masters.
Oh shit! Okay, cool. So
further
we're in
than I even dreamed of.
business end of the situation. How you feeling about
Yeah,
it all?
yeah,
Yeah, it's going okay.
yeah. It's good. It's good. I'm enjoying it. It's just a lot.
Understandable. Well, you know what isn't a lot? Talking ball with the boys. Hopefully, we can over the next hour or so we can give you a little bit of a break from worrying about masters based stuff. So, why don't you give us a little intro into how you got into the Braves and just kind of why as a guy from Manchester of all the teams you could have possibly picked, why the Atlanta Braves?
So I got into baseball in 2019. My dad was lucky enough to work over in Atlanta for about a year, roughly. And in that time, I went over for a week to go and visit. I was forced to go to a baseball game. My dad had got into it. I wasn't too sure. But I went, I watched the Braves versus the Royals. I saw us lose 5-4. And ever since then, I thought, you know what? This pain and suffering is for me. Luckily, I've had quite a good it recently. It could have been a worse team to have over the last 6 years I've had. But yeah, that's how I've got into it. It's ruined my sleep schedule. It's made me stay up till 4 when I should be revising for my mocks at college. It's made me stay up till 4 in the morning at uni because I don't have any parents to shout at me otherwise. So that's sort of how I've got into it. And from there, I've got into, playing baseball in the UK. And yeah.
Nice, that's great. Okay, here's a fun one. See, do you remember who was playing for the Braves when you first went to that game?
I believe Fultonevich was pitching. I remember.
That's a strong name.
Yeah, I know Acuna was playing, Swanson was playing, Albies. I can't remember too many, and I remember Whit Merrifield was leading off for the Royals, so he was the first batter I ever saw live.
Nice. Toronto Blue Jays legend Whit Merrifield. You'll have to hear about it,
I think
honestly.
it was 2024 Braves legend as well.
Is it? He
was part,
got around towards the end there.
yeah, he was part of the ragtag group that we just sort of collected.
I respect that. And of those guys that you saw, was there anyone that kind of really grabbed your attention? Like the first guy that you followed on Instagram out of everybody there?
I remember the first player I ever saw, like physically, was Mike Soroka when I got to my dad's apartment in Atlanta. So I've always been quite keen on following his career and, his move to the Nationals this year and the White Sox for his sins. But for by far my favorite player favorite player has been Dansby Swanson. There's just something about him that I just love.
It's the hair. It's the hair and the short.
Oh, it's definitely it's the hair. The perfect face. His streaks of being the hottest player on the planet and then the coldest player on the planet. It's something that spoke to me.
I'm glad he did that before he came to the Cubs. As a Cubs fan, I feel like I'm quite blessed to know that Dansby had a life before he came. My first year of fandom was 2023, so that was his first season with the Cubs. What I love about Dansby is that his wife is probably a better athlete than he is. And on the same
100%.
day he hit a walk-off home run or something, she was scoring the winner for the US women's football team or something.
Yeah, I remember a lot of Braves fans getting their knickers in a little bit of a twist with when he left, because he's from Atlanta. He's from like 10 minutes from where the new stadium is, in Marietta, but he left to go to the Cubs, and everyone's like, "Oh, you say you like true to Atlanta and stuff like this, but now you're going to the Cubs for money." And I was like, guys, he's moving because his wife lives there. He's moving because his wife plays for soccer in Chicago. Like, he's getting more money and he's getting to live with his wife. Any of you would get to do the same.
No, I respect the hell out of it. That's cool. Cool
They had
husband move.
They had a little kid recently as well. Last week.
Yeah, it was. I think he was born the other day. So, congrats to Dansby if you're listening.
Oh, he is. He texts us all the time. Big.
Oh yeah, of course.
So him and Mallory.
Yeah. Congratulations. Well, the gift basket's in the post. It'll be there soon. Anyway, we got to crack on a little bit. So, Gaz, I believe you got some hot takes for us.
I do, as always. I am providing for the podcast. I say household for the podcast. Normally, as you know, our usual fans will know we have Boo's hot takes. Boo's a greyhound. She can only go for 6 months of the year, and most of her energy is spent up during the baseball season. So we don't have Boo's hot takes. We've got the Brit Does Baseball Boys hot takes, of which were provided by myself and Dan this week because Cal didn't reply to the message. Hot takes, they've not changed. We used the Nando Spice scale, and for one, I think, no, we had Josh. No, you're our second British guest we've had on. So you're going to be more familiar with the Nando Spice scale than our American compatriots. But for those of you who are new listeners, first of all, where have you been? Second of all, I'll explain the Nando Spice scale. In the UK, we love to take traditional cuisines and take it off as our own. So Nando's has been an institution for about 20 years now, probably longer. Peri peri chicken, spice scale. If you think the take is outrageous, you can go to very hot, all the way down to mild if you think, yeah, I totally agree with that take. What are you talking about, Gaz? If you think it's off the scale, you can use Peri Tamer, which is the secret barbecue sauce version. Quite sweet. I quite like it, but we use it as outrageous. It's not on your typical scale. Josh, are you ready for your first hot take?
I am.
I'll be honest, the hot takes I've been given in these series have ranged from mild to medium, so I'm hoping I'm going to get an extra hot one today. The first one is that in 2025, Ronald Acuna Jr. did not deserve to start the All-Star game.
Oh. I'd probably say that's hot.
Let's go!
I don't know. I feel like I can understand why people... I think he definitely deserved to be there, coming back from his injury. I can't remember his stats pre-All-Star game particularly well, but since for the whole year, he got comeback player of the year. I know the first pitch he saw was a home run, so he came back with a bang. But I can definitely see a world where people would say he got in there because of his name, and less so his playing.
I would be one of those people.
I would as well.
Yeah. And, I think he deserved to be there for coming back from such a horrific injury again. He probably... It's probably a mix of the fact that the All-Star game was in Atlanta, so we probably needed a starter there to, improve, crowd maybe. And he's probably the easiest one to plug in with not too much fuss. But I mean, I'm always going to say he deserved to start, but I can see that being a hot take. And yeah, I guess I've just sort of spoken myself into saying that's not too much of a hot take, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
I'm taking your first answer, so it's hard.
That's fair. If I may weigh in, that's lemon and herb. He, like you said, he should have been there because it's in Atlanta, and he is the Braves' best player when fit and healthy, and he was for the couple months that he was playing out of his skin. He was fantastic. It's starting the game, I don't know. Maybe you start the game and then you take him out in like the third, whatever. But I don't know. It was a media move that was fine. It could have been worse, but yeah, he shouldn't have been playing too much, really.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, go on, Josh. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, I guess after my explanation, I would agree. Like it, I was just getting confused with the scales, I guess.
Yeah. British guy getting confused with an endo scale.
Oh, don't.
I've got one name for you, and that name is James Wood, and that's who I think should have started in the All-Star game.
Yeah,
for the National League. But I know it's a fan vote thing, so it's not.
Yeah,
and I'd argue he shouldn't. You both said that he should be there because it's at Atlanta. He should just be there full stop. He was incredible for the 6 weeks of baseball he played before the All-Star break. The issue was it was 6 weeks and not 3 months, whereas James Wood for 3 months was incredible. So that's where I take umbrage with it. So I've got that as a that's not even the chicken's still in the freezer for me on that one. Like that's not even making it to the oven. But
they've not even delivered it yet.
No, it's still in the Tesco.
Still alive. Still in Portugal.
Still in Tesco next door. Anyway, that's our first hot take. Our second one, which was one of Dan's creation. So this could go anyway, but we'll probably end up on a boat. Ozzy Albies is the most irreplaceable member of the Atlanta Braves. So that means that like Spencer Strider, Ronald Acuna Jr., Matt Olson, Austin Riley, they all pale in comparison. If you lose Ozzy Albies, that will be the biggest loss.
I think I would go with like probably a medium, I'd say. My thinking is Ozzy Albies is definitely very much a vibes guy. He's definitely the person that keeps the clubhouse entertaining and fun. And you can tell, I mean, he's a good player. Maybe not what a lot of Braves fans thought he would become. He's very much just a good, solid second baseman. Whereas I think some people might have thought he'd stretch on a bit further, but I'm happy with his quality on both sides of the ball at second base. But I think it's for the clubhouse. I think he's now our longest standing player. He's been there since 2017, I want to say, full time regularly. So he's been there through every single one of our playoffs in recent years. Won the World Series, obviously. So I guess for the leadership and the knowledge of how the Braves as an organization exist and, do their thing, he's probably the most irreplaceable in that sense of it. But also, like I said, with his vibes of, he gets the best out of Acuna, he's his best mate, or he's able to bring Profar back in quickly after getting suspended for PEDs because they're both from Curacao and probably have shared history. But yeah, and just from a fan perspective, I love him. I love the fact he loves his dogs and his fish. Like, just love everything about him.
Is he the fish man or the horses man?
He's the fish man. He's got a massive aquarium in his house.
Who's the horses man we spoke about the other day, Cal?
Camilo Deval.
I'm getting him confused.
Horse guy.
I thought it was Orlando Arcia was the fish man who went to the Rockies, but no, Ozzy Albies great. I didn't know. I forgot he was the fish man. I'll be honest. I've got this as now I know he's the fish man. I totally agree with this take. You need a man. You need a man that loves his animals. loves his fish.
Oh yeah, he does a lot of work with George's dog, like rehoming scheme. I think he's got an Instagram dedicated to his fish aquarium. Like,
well, I'll drop in that a follow later. Yeah, I mean, on the baseball side of it, I mean, I didn't know it was tight with Acuna. Like I said, I don't know too much about the Braves other than you guys are really fucking good and consistently good, apart from last year. But yeah, for me, it's I don't think he's the most. I think if you lost Ronald Acuna Jr., you'd be in trouble. I think your outfield's pretty weak as it is, especially on the offensive side. But maybe Profar without his PEDs might be a 20 home run guy. I wouldn't say Albies is your best player, but if he's the fish man, then I've got this as a mild take. Cal, where are you at?
I think it's pretty spicy. I think it's a medium with a little dip in hot sauce, which, as we've talked about, is the best way to do it. The thing is that with just about anyone, you can kind of picture them in a different jersey, but Spencer Strider doesn't look right in any other jerseys. You take him out of the team, and I feel like it all falls apart quickly. I think he's a top 3 pitcher in all of Major League Baseball. I think he's phenomenal. That would be the guy for me that is irreplaceable. And then there's the tier below of your Acuna Juniors and your Aussie Albies, and Sean Murphy. He's still on the Braves.
He is. He's been quite injury prone since coming to us, though. So
he's like 60. That's fine, but he's a solid catcher and he's good with a bat, and that screams Buster Posey to me. So that always gets my vote. But yeah, I think it's Thigh Man.
Our third and final hot take, and we're going to be quick on this one. Just want a one-word answer. First one that comes to your mind. The Atlanta Braves have missed their window with this team to win a World Series. Josh, one word.
Extra hot.
Oh,
extra hot.
Cal? We'll allow hyphen. Yes.
Perfect.
They have.
So mild.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. That's going to end us with the hot takes. Thank you very much to the Brit Does Baseball team. So,
whoa, what do you think, Gary?
Oh, I'm the one that made this take, so I'm going to go medium.
All right.
There we go. One-word answers. I forgot that very hot was 2 words. I apologize.
Hyphenated is fine.
Yeah. The reason we're not going to go into it is because we're probably going to discuss it in more detail in the review, and looking forward to next year. Thank you very much, Josh, for the hot takes. How did you find them?
Pretty fun. I've not been quizzed like that in a while.
When was the last time you were quizzed like that?
I've got friends that live in America that, whenever the Braves do anything, they're like, "What do you think?" And I'm like,
No, I don't know.
What do you think specifically in relation to this Nando's Spice Scale? That
I love the Nando's Spice Scale. I think it works for so many things.
What's the American equivalent? The Wingstop flavor bracket? Like, I guess that
probably. Yeah, that's probably the fit.
I could talk about that. We go through this every time. I get hungry. I've just had half a rotisserie chicken as well. Yeah, it's been a good night. Anyway, we're here to talk about the Braves. So, 2025 Braves, bit of a step back from previous years. They finished with a losing record, 76 and 86, 4th in the NL East, behind the Phillies, Mets, and even the Miami Marlins, who had a sneaky good season, but we'll talk about them later. Finished 20 games back, didn't make the playoffs. To be fair, most of your rotation was injured for part, if not all of the season. Ronald Acuna Jr. missed the first month and a half after tearing his ACL for the 14th time. Came back, absolutely smashed it, and then went, do you know what? I don't really fancy this September baseball. So was injured again to finish the year and still had phenomenal stats. Josh, I guess the first question is, if you could describe the Braves 2025 season in one word, what would it be and why?
Painful.
Fair enough.
I mean, I knew going into it was going to be a touchy season. 2024, we just had so many injuries that we never were able to, string together too many things. I think I remember hearing in 2024 we had like combined over 1,000 days worth of injury.
Oh.
and that's obviously including Strider and Acuna, whose injuries stretched into the start of this season. So it was always going to be a touch and go season. But I think the thing that was most painful wasn't the losing record. Like I can accept as just being bad, but it was the amount of times we'd lose a lead in the 7th inning or later, or our hitting wouldn't come through in the second half of a game, and you just sort of sat there like you've just hit 5 runs in the first inning, and now you're going to go the next 8 without scoring. Like, it was just painful in that sense. And I mean, the tone was very much set. I think it was the second game when our only first free agent signing, Profar, was banned for half the season. So, and then we went on to not win in our first 7 games. So from the get-go, I was like, this is going to be a painful season that we just have to ride out, hope we don't get another horrific injury, and then like regroup, go for next year.
Absolutely. And, it is easy to look back and remember the difficult times, but have you got any moments that stood out to you as, slightly more positive, maybe some more fun moments that you saw throughout the year?
I mean, the one that springs to mind the quickest is the emergence of Drake Baldwin. He has been a glowing light in a very dark tunnel this year. Obviously, he's just come off winning Rookie of the Year. For a catcher, especially, to win it, I think I saw it as the first catcher since Buster Posey to win it.
Good. Best man of all time, Buster Posey. Fuck baseball. King of everything. Hell yeah.
I was going to say, I'll get that mention in there for you.
Thank you.
But no, he did it in front of Sean Murphy, who has been, on a lot of Braves fans' opinion, a bit of a bust of a trade since we've got him, because he's been injured or has gone through stretches and not hitting very well, stuff like that. But no, Drake Baldwin has been so good this season offensively, but I think he's been fine defensively, but I think that'll come with years. But I think the fact he was able to dislodge Sean Murphy, which has been such a reliable catcher for so long for both the A's and the Braves, speaks a lot. I think he played probably roughly 130 games.
Oh, Jesus.
He was our starting catcher for the season and just didn't look back since.
Nice. That's fucking impressive.
Yeah.
Rookie catcher, 124 games he played. So I've got the stats up here, but 130, yeah. I can never understand how people guess how many games someone's played and like get so within like 5 or 10. I'm like, oh yeah, like Vidal Brujan for the Cubs played, I don't know, 12 games. No, he played like 60. It's just I don't understand people that can do it. So power to you.
And then on a personal note, I got to get to a game where I think he went 3 for 4, Drake Baldwin. So he made my trip to Atlanta worth it.
Hell yeah. Sounds like
it was one of the few games we won as well. So
Gas, that's fair, Gas. No, that was nice. I like it. It's, especially with a lot of the reviews that we're going to be doing this year, because we're only a handful in. A lot of the common themes are, it hurt. This year sucked. Everyone was injured. I was sad most of the time. But, it is important to look back. Who do you think there was any players that maybe went a little bit under the radar for you guys?
I don't know if it's under the radar or if it's just Braves fans not wanting to move on, but Matt Olson continues to just be an amazing player. I get the attachment to Freddie. We all love Freddie. But I think he was probably out and out our best player this season. I can't remember, probably hit roughly 30 home runs, Gold Glove level defending. Just played 162 games. Like, he's just there every day.
Yeah, no, it's important.
Making things happen. And in a year where so many people have been injured, he's got the MLB's longest streak of active games. I don't think he's missed a game for like 7 years.
Holy
So
shit.
he's a workhorse. He needs to get more respect, probably from older heads, at least in the Braves fandom. But I think that's also just a thing of accepting that Freddie Freeman is no longer a Brave, and that he's not going to be a Brave possibly ever again. But
I don't think so. He's on $6 trillion for the rest of his children's and his grandchildren's life over in Smurftown. So
yeah,
it's definitely time to say goodbye to Freddie.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm looking at these players. So I've got the stats up on my other screen, which I like to just sort of run through them at a high level. So Matt Olson smashed it again, 29 home runs, 95 RBIs. Ronald McDonald in about half the games hit 21 home runs. So joint best for top. I can't even speak. Joint top second on all the Braves in about 60% of the games. Marcell Ozuna had a Marcell Ozuna season, which is batting about 230 and mashing 21 home runs. Michael Harris was good. Drake Baldwin, we've mentioned. Ozzy Albies, a little bit of pop. Steroids, PEDs, Profar, 14 home runs. He must have still had a little bit going for him. But what really stands out to me, and I thought about this during the season, so I'm not just bringing that up for the first time now. You had players like, so the names I'm just going to list off. Eli White played 105 games in right field. The man got 35 RBIs. Nick Allen played, how many games did he play? He played 135 games at shortstop, and he had 22 RBIs. Now, I'm not trying to say I'm a good batter or a good hitter at all. But if I played 100, and I know he was playing I know he was playing game in, game out as well. If I had that many at-bats, he had 371 at-bats. I feel like I could get 22 RBIs just by leaving the bat out there and sack bunts and all that sort of stuff. So Alex Verdugo, 56 games, no home runs, 12 RBIs. I forgot he played for you. Vidal Brujan somehow made it onto another club after he left the Cubs. I'm just looking at these names and I'm like, okay, you've got Matt Olson, Acuna, Ozuna, Harris, Baldwin. They're great. But your depth last year was shocking. Do you think that was part of the problem? You just didn't really have a backup plan for when the frontline guys went down?
Yeah, 100%. I think I read somewhere that we set a record for the most plays used in a single season with, was it 71?
Probably.
Yeah. We broke that on the last day when we gave Charlie Morton his send-off game after acquiring him. Yeah, we used like 44 pitches, 71 total players. It was just ridiculous.
44 pitches exactly.
Yeah.
Wild.
Like, it's I don't like using injuries as an excuse for multiple years, because if you're having multiple years of injuries, there's something systemic in the organization, is how I see it. I see that with, like, that's my thoughts on any sport. If you can each year go, well, we've had this many players out for this many times, you go, well, you're clearly doing something wrong. So I don't want to blame injuries for this year, because we've had that last year as well. But we needed a better backup plan. I remember, is it Stuart Fairchild becoming a Braves cult hero for a bit of the season? I think that's who it was. I could be wrong, but
he played for them, so I guess. Yeah,
maybe.
I think
most of MLB played for the Braves this year, by the sounds of it.
I think he swapped to the Typhoon bats, or whatever they were called.
Oh, the torpedo bats.
The torpedo bats, which were a talking point for like a week. And then he just suddenly knew how to hit home runs, and he became a little bit of a cult hero for a bit because he was just fun. But yeah, 100% of we needed more depth. I think if you put our strongest lineup, 1 to 9. There's probably not too many teams that will have a better, stronger lineup. Especially if they're all hitting well. But I mean, I don't want to rag on him too much because I'm sure he's better at baseball than I'll ever be in anything in my life. But the production from Nick Allen was not great. I respect him for his ridiculous defending. I don't think he made an error until like mid-May. Like, he was the longest non-error shortstop this season. But if it was what you said, 21, 22 RBI, 22. It's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. Like I said, the defensive side of it was fun because we used to have Arcia, who can't defend to save his life. But yeah, having Ha-Seong Kim for the last bit of the season was so fun. I think he hit a homer against the Cubs, and that was our first home run from a shortstop, and that was in
September.
That was after August. Why is the month after August skipping my mind? In
September.
September, that's it. Yeah, that was in September. It was a rough season from the shortstop, but it was just a rough season overall.
Yeah, I mean, we're about to hit halftime. I'll just touch on the pitching quickly. Chris Sale, it was a shame he was injured because he was on fire again. 2.58 ERA through 21 games played, 165 strikeouts in 125 innings. The man's old, but the man's got it. Spencer Swellenbach, who I quite like again. It's a shame he went down injured. 3.09 ERA. Racel Iglesias was a little bit more shaky than I've seen in previous years, but he finished 29 saves from 34 opportunities. But then again, I've got names I'm looking at. You, Eric Fedde pitched for you. Carlos Carrasco pitched for you, who are both terrible for their respective teams this year. And then you decided to pick them up. Dane Dunning played 7 games for you, which I didn't know. Jesse Chavez went up and down your minor league system 15 times, and he made a few appearances. Cal Quantrill from the Rockies. Why? Hector Neris with a 45 ERA in 2 games.
Yeah.
Sorry, am I reading that right? 5 earned runs in 1 inning. My guy. That's terrible.
Like I said, painful season.
Oh my God, Vidal Brujan's actually got better ERA than him. He pitched longer. Oh, great. Yeah, we won't talk much about the pitching because I think we'll probably touch on that in 2026. We're going to pause for halftime. When we come back after the break, we're going to talk about trades, any free agent deals, what 2026 is going to look like, and we're going to end with a start bench cut. We will see you after the break. Welcome back to the second half of the Brit Does Baseball Does podcast. Josh is still with us. So he survived the hot takes. He survived the 2025 season review. We think he's having fun. He's not told us he's not been. So and he's nodding for those of you that can't see. So we're going to leave the 2025 negativity in the past. We've spoken about that in the first half. We're going to talk about 2026. First of all, there's a few big players coming off the books for the Braves. Long-time DH Marcell Ozuna, the Black Bear or the Big Bear. I forget what he's
Big Bear.
Big Bear. The Big Bear. And he's going into free agency in a market that's probably going to be dominated by Kyle Schwarber. Ha-Seong Kim, who only played 24 times for you due to injury, he's re-entered the market. I believe he might have signed somewhere already. I can't remember. And Racel Iglesias, Enrique's cousin, the closer for the Braves, he's reaching free agency as well. So you've got 3 big names coming off the books, along with Alex Verdugo. Who cares? So I guess, most of your cores coming back. Olson, Riley, Murphy, Baldwin, Albies, Acuna, Michael Harris, who I thought was a free agent, but apparently not. So are there any free agents out there? I'm guessing corner outfield's probably going to be one area you'd like to improve, and maybe second base. Are there any free agents out there that really take your fancy on the positional side, Josh?
If it was unrealistic, I would love Bo Bichette as shortstop. I remember him raking against us in COVID every time we played Toronto because we played them more than normal, and just being like, oh, he'd be nice. But if I'm looking realistically, we're not going to pick up any big free agents. We never do. I think our biggest free agent contract is still BJ Upton from like 2013. So we're not going to pick up anyone too big, which is, just something we've got to live with. The areas we need the most, though, are shortstop, bullpen, and probably starting pitcher, I'd say. Oh, and DH, of course, DH. We've just lost our DH. But, the outfield of a healthy Acuna, Profar, and Harris, I'm quite happy with.
Okay, I forgot about
Profar. Harris is great defensively, streaky offensively, but got to live with it. We've got him on a long contract, so. But yeah, shortstop is the main one, and there's not a great shortstop class this year. So if it's going to be trading again, that's fine, but it needs to be better than getting another Nick Allen.
Who would you want aside from Bo Bichette? Like, if you were to trade for someone, who would you want?
I honestly don't know, because no one's going to trade a shortstop that we need, like the type of shortstop we need. I think I just saw we were trying to trade for a Astros shortstop that I can't remember the name of.
Carlos Correa.
It wasn't Correa or Pena, but I can't remember his name. It escapes me. No, we should have gone for a shortstop last summer. In reality, I think a lot of Braves fans wanted Willie Adames, but obviously Giants got him. But again, we don't pick up big free agents. Profar was the only one we got last year, so it's going to be no Braves fan. They can claim they can no matter what, but I don't think any Braves fan can go into an off season going, we're going to pick up him, and him, and that'll make us better, because Alex Anthopoulos always has a better idea of trades than free agents. So
if I said the name Kyle Schwarber to you, because could you not see him, Beefy King, on the Braves?
Fully. After the All-Star game, I could see him loving Atlanta. What was it? That swing off, he hit 3.
I think he'd be in that chop house after every game.
Oh,
probably before every game.
He'd be in there before, and then go and collect the home runs he'd hit in there after.
And I'll have a steak to go, please, guys. Yep.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'd like Acuna back. I thought he did, a good job DHing. I think a lot of teams will be wary about picking him up after the whole being suspended for domestic abuse, the DUI where he said Acuna from the Braves, stuff like that. So
it's a really good video. Have you not seen this video, dude?
I've not seen it.
Oh, all right, I'll send it to you. He's out of his mind, and he's just like, "But I'm Acuna on the Braves." It's phenomenal.
So I think we're probably gonna, but it seems like he's made his peace with leaving Atlanta. So like, I wish I could come here and be like, this is the insider stuff from the fans, but I don't think any of us realistically have any idea. Again, would love Class A to strengthen the starting pitchers, but we won't pick up a big free agent, most likely.
To be honest, now you mention it, I've always seen so I've been a baseball fan going into my 4th season. I've always seen the Braves have the same lineup.
Yeah.
Pretty much week in, week out. Like Orlando Arcia was probably playing shortstop for you, and that's the only difference. And you kind of had Tom, Dick, and Harry playing left field before you got Profar. But now you mention it, you're right. You don't really pick up like headline free agents, and I'd argue that the Braves could probably get that. Like you should be able to pick up
100%.
Why is that, do you think?
I just think I think Alex Anthopoulos really prides himself on bringing up through the minors and then reinvesting in the players young. Like we're not immune to giving out big contracts. Like off the top of my head, Riley, Strider, Olson, Acuna. Albies is in his final year of it now. All have big, long contracts, but all of them are either native to Georgia, as in Matt Olson, or have come through our minors. I think that's the way the Braves like to organize themselves, of getting someone that has a attachment to the team from growing up, because we're the only team in the South, so a lot of players grew up supporting us. Like we're constantly the team that people say they would want in that anonymous MLB players report at the end of the season. We're always up there for teams people would want to play for if, like, you know, ownership and whatnot wasn't there, because we just have that draw of Southern players, and there's a lot of them in MLB.
Absolutely.
But that's what honestly what I think it is. I think we'd rather bring up or trade than have the gamble of free agency. And then once they've proven they can do it, there you go. There's 8 years. So
Fair enough. All right. Well, one trade. If you could make any one trade, semi-realistically, who are you?
Shohei Ohtani for Drake Baldwin and ownership of the Chop House.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know too many realistic shortstops we could get. And my knowledge of the wider MLB is not as good as it should be.
No,
so
it's fine. Just a shortstop.
Just a shortstop that can be replacement level at hitting.
I respect that. Well, if you give us Drake Baldwin, we'll give you Christian Goss. How about that?
No, we'll keep Drake Baldwin. I think he's probably going to be the next on the big contract.
I hope so, for your sake.
You could get IKF. He's available.
Yeah, we could. We probably will.
Tim Anderson's available. Orlando Artie is available.
You see, these names would have been great 5 years ago.
Sound like the Angels. Perfect. So that's going to cover off our trade and free agency part. You'd like to acquire a shortstop that can hit more than 22 RBIs in 135 games. I think most I think Cal could probably do that, to be fair. I would probably hit
that's realistic.
And that's why we love the game of baseball. So that's it. Looking forward to 2026. 2 questions. One, what's the under over on wins for you? Vegas odds.
For 2026?
Yeah, how many wins do you think the Braves are going to get? What's the under over?
I'd say 85.5. So 500, but not pushing more than that.
And are you taking the over on that?
Oh, yeah. I've got to be optimistic, don't I?
If you said under, I'd be like, why did you pick 85.5? That makes perfect sense.
I'm saying 102.5, and I will take the under.
I think you'll be right on
that. Second question. If I'm new to MLB, which I'm not, but some people in life will be, or I'm not too bothered about a team, or I'm a Braves fan and I did not like 2025 at all, what's the biggest reason for me to look forward to the 2026 season?
We're going to have the majority of our team back. We'll have Acuna back at his best. The history of Acuna is having an ACL tear, having for him a bit more of a down year, which feels wild to say for last year, and then he'll win MVP. That was what happened with his last ACL tear. Hopefully that's what will happen with his next one. But, well, not his next one, with this one.
Has he got any ACLs left?
No, that was both of them. It was in each leg.
You can't tell what you don't have anymore, anyway.
Then Strider's coming back. He had a bit of a down year this year, but, maybe his velo's down and he's going to just have to figure it out. But I trust him to do that. we're gonna hopefully we'll have a full starting pitcher. All of our starting rotation from this year was all injured. At some point, I think all 5 were gone. So we're going to have exciting young pitchers of Schwellenbach, Smith-Shawver, Sales come back. Strider's going to fix it. Hopefully, if I speak it into existence, it'll happen. Michael Harris is due a year where he doesn't have a ridiculous 0-4 something, and he showed his possibility with the bat. I think he went like 16 games with an extra base hit, which was fun. Riley's coming back. I've not even mentioned that Austin Riley was injured for most of the season. Yeah, like we're gonna have a healthy team. We've got a new manager in Walt Weiss. I think it was right that Snitker stepped down. Like, just enjoy retirement, but hopefully it's going to be a new direction, and a healthy team, and maybe a shortstop that can hit.
Well, here's hoping for you. It seems like there's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's great. Thank you so much for all of that. I feel like I've learned a lot. Whenever we do these, I always just I'm like, oh, maybe I should pay more attention to this team. I won't, with all due respect. I'll not watch a single second of Braves baseball next year.
that's fine.
You know, if I see something come up, I'll be like, hell yeah, Josh will be stoked, and then I'll feel good about it. But no, thanks for kind of giving us a little recap of the year, and letting us know what to look forward to. We'll check back in with some of the shouts you kind of gave us and see how the players are going. Would you like to play a game?
Sure.
All right, Jigsaw.
I made that same joke earlier today. Can't remember what the context was, but I did. Anyway, so we end each of our episodes with a game of Start Bench Cut, which, if you haven't heard of Start Bench Cut, think about it. 2 seconds, you've thought about it, you understand. Thank you. So I'm going to give you one baseball, specifically Braves related, and then I'm going to throw you a nasty curveball, and it will be completely unrelated to baseball. So I thought I'd go a little bit more traditional. Usually we try and think of something a little bit more out there and kind of make it a little bit harder and things like that. I just went Start Bench Cut. Players that are currently on the Braves. Assuming all are healthy and fit and firing and their best possible versions. But Start Bench Cut, you've got Ronald Acuna Jr., Spencer Strider, and Drake Baldwin.
I think you broke him for a second.
This tends to happen. It's the emotional ties to the.
I was going to say, you've got me with my favorite player of Strider, our best player of Acuna, and our only hope from this season with Baldwin. I think I'm going to have to say cut Baldwin just because he's not got...
It's legacy. It's legacy. We talk about it all the time. Legacy is important here.
I mean, I'm starting Acuna. That's non-negotiable.
Answer.
And now I'm just trying to weigh up whether Baldwin's great season is enough to override my worry of Strider after his injury. No, I'm going to have to cut Baldwin.
No, fair enough.
Bench Strider.
Right, you are, Gaz. How you feeling about it?
I'm in total agreement. I'm starting Ronald McDonald, just because I think the Braves absolutely robbed him of $200 million when he signed that extension at like 22, which was great, 100%. great ownership from that side of it. But Ronald Acuna must be going, what the fuck did I do here?
I don't know, because every time I hear Acuna, he's always like, I'm so much more happy with living in Atlanta with my family settled than I am looking for free agency and extra money. He'll probably get paid, but if he's not a Brave for life, then the ownership is messed up.
Yeah, I think they owe him that. Yeah, I'm citing Ronald Acuna Jr. I think is on his day the best outfielder in the National League. Probably the American League as well, because he can steal bases unlike Judge. Yeah, going to start Ronald Acuna Jr. I'm going to bench the man who always seems like his trousers are a little bit too tight on that mound, Spencer Strider. And I'm gonna cut Drake Baldwin. I'm gonna cut him because I think Cade Horton should have won Rookie of the Year.
Fair.
That honestly was a 50-50 call between the two. I wasn't upset that Drake Baldwin won it. I would have been pissed off if Caleb Durbin won it, the Brewer, but wasn't even in the conversation. So I'm going to agree with Josh there.
It's nothing personal. It's just him in particular and specifically. It's fine. It's nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Nothing.
I'm cutting him for absolutely no decent reason.
I'm starting Strider because he's the coolest motherfucker in the world.
I love him.
I don't care. Thighs, hell yeah. Mustache, hell yeah. Strikeouts, hell yeah.
His ridiculous in-depth knowledge of random music. It's great. Have you seen his spreadsheet of music and how he grades it all? If you've not,
no,
look into it.
I'm going to have to. That's my kind of autistic. Hell yeah. That's a Strider. I'm gonna bench Drake Baldwin because Ronald Acuna Jr. gets a little bit too much love, so I'm gonna have to even it out a little bit. Also, catchers are cool.
Terrible take on Acuna.
I don't care. Couldn't give less of a fuck. I think he's cool. He's a fantastic guy. Drake Baldwin just caught 130 games. Deserves some love. Fucking Ronald Acuna Jr. was there for 20 fucking minutes. Fine. He hit 3 million home runs, but he was there for 20 fucking minutes and then got in the All-Star game. Fuck that guy for this season. Anyway, moving on. We're talking chicken. We're staying in the Nando's wheelhouse, but like just a smaller subsection. So we're talking wings. I think wings might be the only thing I could talk about more than guitars in general. Rounds, flats, boneless. Start one, bench one, cut one.
Cutting boneless. I think someone said boneless wings are just wings for starters, like for starting people, because they can just eat them. So I'm cutting them, and then I'm gonna go starting flats because I've done a couple of hot wing challenges, and I've learned the best technique to get the chicken off them quickly. And then bench rounds.
I hear that. That's fair enough. Gaz, how do you feel about chicken wing shapes?
I hate flat wings. I absolutely hate them. I'm going to cut them. Which is
valid.
I'll tell you why in my greatest accent from Gavin and Stacey. I just what do you call the other one? Did you say they're called a ram?
Round.
Okay. With a round, right? You hold it properly. You bite. You twist the wing. I'm one that likes to get the gristle on both ends, but I know not everyone does. If you're a traditional wing eater, hold it, go nom nom nom. You can rotate it like corn on the cob, wing done. With a flat one, you need to attack it from two ends. You need to flip the whole thing over. You need to be holding it like this. I don't like getting my hands messy when I eat food. Okay.
Then why are you eating wings?
Because I like
it's separate.
I don't. Okay, let me rephrase. I don't like getting both hands messy when I'm eating food. With a flat wing, I feel like you have to use both hands sometimes. With a round wing, you can just use one. Then you're going to chuck boneless in there. And as I've got older, I've come to appreciate the boneless wing because I've realized I should not be eating the gristle on bones as much as I do because sometimes I also eat the bones.
Fair. Yeah.
So
no, that's cartilage. It's probably not good for you.
No, it's not good at all. So for that reason, I'm going to start the round wing because I love round wings. But you know when you get like five, you get like 5 wings, and it's like you're always going to get 2 of one and 3 of the other. you always get free flats because they
Hmm.
don't like giving you the meat. They don't like giving you the big boys, which are the round ones. So I'm going to start the round. I think they're so much better than flat wings. I'm going to bench boneless. I think boneless has a specific section in my life where I don't want to get my hands messy. Oh, I can just use a knife or fork for these ones. Fantastic. So I'm going to cut. I'm going to bench them, even though they are pretty much just chicken tenders with a bit of sauce on. I'm going to cut flat wings. I absolutely hate them.
Valid. I hear that. I'm also cutting flats. I enjoy. Okay, so there's a science to this. I enjoy that you can pick up a flat with just the little bits of your fingers there, and you can put the whole thing in your mouth, and then with tongue dexterity alone, you can pull out 2 clean ones.
Yeah.
And that's pretty fun and exciting. And the first time you show your grandma, she cries. She doesn't trust what's going on. It's witchcraft, as far as she's concerned. Um, but they do provide a better vehicle for the flavoring and the seasoning. There's a little bit more surface area for that to stick to. So for that, I'm benching the round because the meat is better. There is more meat. There's more juice. There's more. There's you get a little bit of a better crisp and crunch, and that's important. Texture is very important in your chicken wings. If you're making them at home, do it fucking properly. I don't want soggy wings, which can happen a little bit more with flats, I think. So we're going round wings on the bench, and then purely as a vehicle for sauce, you can eat them with a fork and have no hassle about the whole thing. I'm going boneless. It's more fun. It's just you, I don't want to have to think about gristle and cartilage and tongue dexterity. I want chicken and nice sauce and to have a good time and to watch cartoons and be the 6-year-old that I am. I don't care what you think about me. Ronald Acuna Jr. is getting cut. So are flat wings. Thank you for watching.
On that note, we're going to wrap it up here. Josh, thank you so much for joining us to talk about the Atlanta Braves for the last hour. Have you enjoyed yourself?
Oh, 100%. Thank you guys for having me. It's been a lot of fun.
I promise we've not paid him to say that either. Josh, like I said, thank you so much for coming on. Cal, any closing remarks?
No polite ones, no.
Sweet. Well, in that case, I've been Gaz or Gary, Cal's been Cal or Callum, and Josh has been wonderful. We will catch you on the next episode of A Brit Does Baseball Does podcast. Does season review 2025. Thank you and goodbye.